Chris Level here with another edition of Pirate Talk. Couldn't put a soccer ball here. It was going to roll everywhere with our Christmas garnish and not donations, but decorations. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm punchy today. I am with Bridgett Rogers, who coaches soccer over at Lubbock Cooper High School. Colton Coons taking care of us behind the camera. It is cold. It is wet outside, and the weather is changing, which means soccer time is here. Bridget's favorite. She always has, her and her staff always have the best cold gear of anybody in Lubbock, Texas. You have to.
We won't get cold. There's no worries there.
It's like the Christmas movie, when they're like puffy and they can't hardly
we're
walk.
Walking out.
Yeah, that's right. But you
we're warm.
Yeah, when soccer rolls around, it's cold outside. That's just the way it goes. We start really putting things together in like November, and we get going in December, and we're going to roll through December, January, February-ish, and then playoffs into March. Is that kind of the calendar?
Yep, we've got a pretty long season ahead of us, but starting early in December, get a couple scrimmages in, first game start end of December, and then roll into district end of February or January.
How many, because this is, soccer at Lubbock Cooper. I think it's still fairly new, and a couple of years ago you had quite the run. Last year it wasn't what you had hoped, but that's motivation. And you've got one of the best players in the district, Texas A&M commitment. We'll talk about her in a little bit too. But take me through your team and like how many seniors you lost from last year, like new pieces, and just kind of go through the.
Yeah, we lost a few seniors last year, key players that were starters. This year we've got all upperclassmen on our team. So we've got 15 juniors and 6 seniors. And so, there's no more we're the underclassmen anymore. Like, we're the underdog.
No excuses.
Exactly. There is no excuses. But it's evident that these girls have grown up. Watching film from one of our previous games on Friday, we are the bigger team now. We're not the small kids on the field, not as much muscle. I mean, these girls have grown from freshman year to junior year and their senior years. We're the dominant team on the field, and it's gotten to the point where we are skillful, we are fast, and now we are going to be the strongest team on the field.
Okay.
And so this year we have high hopes. I've got a really big schedule ahead of us. We're going to Frisco this year, playing top teams. We've got Hebron, we've got McKinney Boyd, Frisco Wakeland, who is ranked second in Texas for a 5A. So we've got a really, really good schedule ahead of us. That's going to definitely test the girls, but it's going to be one of those things, through diversity, what are we going to learn?
Yeah, and it's Frisco has kind of become the soccer capital of the state of Texas. It's like the hub for summer and now high school, and there's fields everywhere. That's where some of the pro soccer stuff goes on there in the state of Texas and all that stuff. How do you, like, with an older team, do you say, okay, well, I'm going to push this group. We're going to schedule. We're not worried about results in the non-district. We're gonna load it up because Coach Winchie does this from a baseball standpoint. It makes us better and prepares us for district.
Yeah, exactly. And once you see the best of the best, then you go into district with, okay, we've got this. We've played this team. We've got our district opponents leading into playoffs when you are playing those top teams. 2 years ago we faced Grapevine, who's won state, I believe, 2 years in a row now. And so it's just one of those things that prepares us further down the line. But, our goal right now is to get to playoffs, not looking past that at this point. We want to be top 3. We would love to win district, but right now we're looking to get into playoffs because last year, like you said, it wasn't ideal for us. It wasn't an ideal season, but we're growing from that. We're learning from that. We're leaving that in the past and growing as a team.
Was Grapevine the playoff opponent 2 years ago?
It was.
Yeah, okay.
I remember that. They're very talented.
And I remember you talking to me before that match, just did something else we were doing, and you were like, we're going to have to shorten the game and, and all that. And you hung in there for a little bit.
We did. We got a goal on them.
There you go. That's right. Hey, small victories,
exactly,
man. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's talk about Coach Rogers, the person here a little bit. We are dabbling in some broadcasting now.
We are.
Yes, we are. With one of your favorite things, Texas Tech Soccer, which you were part of that program. How have you? I think I asked you this question last year, but I'm gonna ask it again. Have you learned? Has it helped you coach when you're sitting up there analyzing and kind of seeing somebody else's team and you're talking about it, has it helped you kind of with what you're doing day to day with these high school
Oh yeah,
kids?
100%. I mean, when you're up in the booth calling a game, you're analyzing it second to second, minute to minute, spitting out everything that's going on in the game. And so as a high school coach now, I'm looking at my team, I'm looking at my girls, I'm like, okay, like I'm seeing every instance, things that I maybe wouldn't have seen before, because you have to analyze so in depth whenever you are calling a game. And now I'm looking at my high school games and my high school practices, looking at every little bit and piece, more, I guess, just more in depth,
Yeah.
And so, no, it's been a good time. My first year last year was tough. I was really nervous for every game. But this year, me and Jeff, Jeff Haxton, we've developed a great relationship. He's so awesome. We have fun up there.
Yeah.
So
he's an okay broadcaster. That's
he keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
There's one broadcast they pulled up a picture of me from college, one of my headshots, and I was mortified. Him and Matt Bird really thought they were gonna be funny, surprising me with that. And I just remember I was grabbing Jeff's shoulder, saying, "Oh man, where'd you find this gem?"
That's funny. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with Jeff Haxton, but yeah, Bridgett does a good job with doing some broadcasting with Texas Tech Soccer on ESPN Plus, I believe it is.
Yeah.
A lot of the home matches and all that. One of my favorite tidbits about you too is that I learned this last year and it blew my mind. But are you enjoying watching your former employer succeed on the field right now in the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, I mean, it's about time.
Yeah, yes, yes, but yeah, former Dallas Cowboys employee. Yes, did like an internship. And
yeah. I worked in event ops.
Yes, and how many years ago was this? This wasn't too long
that's
ago.
gonna expose my age. I don't think I want to do
17,
that.
18 maybe.
It was Dak and Zeke's first year, and now Zeke's not even on the team. But
yeah, well, he's still young. He's like in his mid to late 20s, so he's
right.
not that old.
I'll claim that too.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. We're not getting older, just wiser, and,
exactly,
and all those things. But so do you follow the Cowboys then, seriously, because of your?
I follow my former employees. That some still work at Cowboys,
Gotcha.
some have moved on.
Okay.
The sport itself, I'm so tired now with Parker here.
Yeah, we have a
any spare
daughter.
time I get, I try to nap or spend time with her. But social media, yes, I keep up with Cowboys there, former employees, keeping up with them. But
yeah,
I
got you. Okay, let's talk about your team a little bit and some individuals. Bailey Kate, obviously the kind of that, I don't want to say headliner, but again, she's committed to Texas A&M, one of the best players in the district and all that. Take me through her journey, and you kind of knew this was a possibility for her. How did all this kind of come to play?
So Bailey has been a committed soccer player her whole life. She's, soccer has been her number one consistently since she was little. Since I've known her since she was this tall, chunky face, chunky cheeks, all the things. So Bailey started initially on a club team in DFW, and so she was traveling back and forth every weekend. This club team
to Frisco.
Yeah, exactly. This club team, had told her, we don't see a future with you and our, on our team and all that. So she found a new team. It's tough for DFW or a Lubbock kid to play in DFW because you're not at all the practices during the week. It's hard to kind of say, yeah, I'm going to practice in Lubbock and I'll be there for my games on the weekend. How is a coach in DFW supposed to trust that? Well, Bailey found that in the Dallas Texans, which is funny because that's my former club team in Dallas. So it's kind of cool how worlds collide.
Full circle,
but exactly.
Yeah.
And so, they saw her progress that she was making with her private lessons and all that, the work that she was putting in on the side. They were like, okay, let's make this work. And so she practices consistently almost every night on weeknights, travels to Dallas on the weekends to play. And then once she started getting older, going to ID camps, every camp possible, A&M's always been, kind of that number one. It's, within her family, they love the Aggies. But her growth in those ID camps and really exposing her talent, because it's tough when you're a Lubbock kid because that exposure isn't there like a DFW kid, if that makes sense. I mean, DFW kids are playing in front of college coaches almost every weekend because you've got UNT, you've got TCU out there, you've got SMU out there, you've got the Oklahoma schools that could travel down. It's just tough for a Lubbock kid to get that exposure. And then, once Bailey started going to these ID camps, once she started kind of blasting social media posts about, her plays and stuff, that's when everybody was like, who's this Bailey Kate person? Who is she? She put herself on the grid. She did everything herself. Got herself on the grid, and that first day, it's their junior year when coaches can contact you.
Like first day of class, right?
Yes, yes. And so that first day, she had phone calls lined up all day, every hour. So it was obviously A&M, Texas Tech, OU, OSU, Florida State, all these different colleges that wanted Bailey. No, it is, and then from there she had her lineup of official visits, which is just crazy in itself. I mean, it's what she's done to get here. She's earned it 100%. Like, it's just the work that she's put in. I've never seen a more dedicated athlete. Never.
What does she bring to your team on the field?
I mean, her level of play is just incredible. Her skill, it's funny because, you know, obviously someone's going to be right foot, left foot dominant. She went to a ID camp here in Lubbock for Texas Tech, and a couple of girls are like, "Are you dominantly left foot?" She goes, "No, I use both feet." Like, she's that skilled. She's made herself learn how to use her left foot. She made herself practice solely with her left foot just so it could be as strong as her right foot. And that's just her talent on the field, her knowledge, you know, helping the girls out in where they're supposed to be, how to do certain things on certain plays, and then leadership comes in as well. So
Take me through some of the other players that I think you're going to lean on right here. And, like, you know, I'm always big on the keeper. You know, like, you know, because I was a goalie way back in the day. Maybe not a very good one. I was the tall guy.
I'll say you're big. You
yeah,
got it.
Sucked up a lot of, you know, hey, you got to kick it over me, around me, whatever. But it's a lonely spot.
It
you
is.
know, when you're there, and there's not a lot of glory, and it's like all the blame kind of thing. But, like, the psychology of a goalie is always fascinating. But kind of take me through some of the other aspects of your team.
We have two phenomenal goalies, Jaslyn and Mallory. They're great. We've got a couple seniors on our team that are great leaders. Sienna Bueno, she's actually committed to LCU to play.
Okay.
Awesome player, a phenomenal leader, one of the best leaders we've had in our program to date. Tatum Willie, she's kind of one of those players that hangs out in the background, but again, another phenomenal leader. Mandy Santos is the leader of my back line. She's a junior in Bailey's class, and so another player that is working on getting recruited, really wanting to play at that next level. If there's somebody on the field that I need to get instruction out to the teammates, Mandy, come here. Because it's one of those things, as center backs, I played center back, like, she is very much so like me, and when I compare her, and so her thought process, you know, knowing when people are supposed to be, and so she's an extremely intelligent player. But it's really everybody on our field is a leader in itself. Everybody has grown into these incredible players. We have Brecken Summers, Brooklyn Solis. I could list off my whole team and, you know, hit on the positives on what they're doing on the field for us. I mean, this year everybody's really bought in. The chemistry has grown. Something we're really focusing on is, you know, everything we do is for each other and with each other. And so it's,
I always love like team mottos or season mottos, because it gives kids a chance to get behind something,
right.
You know, and it's a bonding thing. How many kids are on the varsity?
We've got 21 players on varsity.
21.
Yes.
And then how many kids are in the program total? Because you have obviously a JV
right,
team as well.
Right. We've got 37 kids total playing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so.
Is that up or down, or is that about where you want it? Is that?
It's about right
Okay.
where I want it. Preferably, I'd like more on my JV. We have about 15 right now.
So there, not a ton of depth there.
Right.
I mean,
right. We've got 11 on the field at a time. So.
And it's you know, it's tiring.
Right. I mean, our JV team, they're full of studs. I've got them in a varsity tournament this year. They're going to do phenomenal. We've got Sutton Wilson, Emma McDougall, a lot of great players that are going to help that JV team succeed and be great leaders for that group.
Okay. Okay, then take me through this. Like, is there any aspect of weather that will cancel a soccer game other than lightning? I mean, how cold does it get where you're like, okay, we're not doing this, or windy? Because you're in the thick of it.
Yeah.
And like December, January, and I'm thinking, like, you know, you're just at home and you're like, they're playing soccer out.
Oh, yeah.
But
I hope y'all feel bad for us.
I do. I see. I'll see the picture, and it's like
we make sure to send it to you.
There's Bridgett in there right there, and you're just smiling, big as can be. But is there any? You know, I guess kids are used to it.
Yeah,
this is just part of the deal.
It is.
They play in the summers and the hot and all that, but the UIL season is just, this is when it falls.
Right, and it's really the athletic directors and the district's discretion.
Okay. How cold or windy are we going to allow before
exactly.
we go?
We've played a tournament up in at a WT tournament actually a couple years ago, and we were playing in like 10-degree weather, and I was like waiting on the call, like, are they going to call this one? Like this
Amarillo and Canyon can be a lot worse than Lubbock.
Oh no, the weather is significantly different. Like, it's cold in Lubbock, but when you're up north in Amarillo, it's icy, chill to your bones cold. Like, it is fierce there. So, but it's really about that. So,
The sideline reporter in me knows exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Trust me, I
You've been
get it.
there.
Oh yeah, Ames, Iowa, or Manhattan, Kansas, on a blustery November
Oh, yeah.
Saturday
Oy.
is painful. Yeah. Okay, so schedule, like, take me through how do you think your district will look this year from the standpoint of, like, where's your place in it? What do you think that or what do you want to get better at before district play gets here? Because you're just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're just doing some scrimmages now and inter squad and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and we're about to get going here. But as you look off in the distance, okay, well, this is what we need to get better at.
Well, in our district, especially for girls soccer, there is no easy team. You've got Abilene Wiley, who is a phenomenal team. Abilene High, who won district last year. Coronado, Monterey, they're always talented. You can't let off the gas for any team because you never know what's going to happen. That's what, when people ask me about district, where we're going to fall and all that, you can't tell until district gets here. I mean, last year, we didn't know who was going to be the third place seed until the very last game because that's how close our district is. It's not, we're going to have a blowout in this game and then potentially win this
no
game.
gimmies.
No, I mean, it really isn't. Like, I mean, every team soccer-wise has just grown so much talent-wise. I mean, it's a good game every game. And so no game is taken lightly. And, we're hoping, the goal is to be in the top 3 to make it to playoffs. That's our ultimate goal. I'd love to win district, obviously, but our district's just extremely competitive. And so
Which is why you want to load up the non-district.
exactly,
To prepare 'em
and
for
that's
it.
exactly the plan for this year. I don't want a repeat of last year. This year we are going to make a statement and make a little comeback.
And you've got helping you. You've got Kendall and Ariel,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of take me through your staff a little bit and kind of what they do to help you. And I know you've got good relationships with both of those.
Oh yeah, no, Kendall
both of
and
your
Ariel are
assistant coaches.
wonderful
Yeah.
assistant coaches. I love having them around. I've kind of delegated a lot more tasks to them this year as the trust has grown, and so Kendall is my main stats person on the sideline, especially for varsity games. I'd like to have trusted stats, legitimate shots on goal, not just like a pass to the goalie, and so she does a great job with that. A lot of logistics for, grades, making sure the girls are abiding by the UIL, making grade checks, all that. Ariel is going to be big in our social media this year. I think we're going to try to get some live tweets going from the sideline, which is super exciting.
Okay, there we
So
go.
she did that at her previous school, so I'd love to see her doing some of that, getting her making some graphics, getting her introduced to getting ready to, implement some more big things within the program. And
Love it.
she does a great job with our JV. She sits down with me, what do you want these players to be for you in the next couple of years? And we sit down, talk about it. What do you need me to do as an assistant coach to get them there? And so, they're both wonderful assistant coaches. I couldn't ask for better.
Full transparency there. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah,
I love
really.
it.
They
Yeah.
they deserve all the credit.
Okay, so it's we're getting close to the holidays. When do your kids get a break? Like when does it shut down and like we kind of go on hiatus for a little bit
Mm-hmm.
before we pick it back up, or are you just playing all the way through? I mean, I know there's a mandatory break in there.
Right.
A little bit,
They're getting a break from the 22nd to the 28th, I believe, is what we have on their schedule.
Okay.
Our first game back isn't until January 2nd against Midland Legacy, and so when they come back, it's just some practices here and there, nothing too time consuming. I want the kids to have a break. It's a
Yeah.
Christmas break; they got to have some time off, especially when our season's so long. And on top of the fact they're playing club soccer goes all year round, so you've got to make sure these kids can be kids on top of playing the
So
sport.
they're playing club soccer in the midst of like the high school season.
Yep. I had a player this past weekend go to a big showcase tournament. There's a lot of The way it's organized with UIL, high school soccer, and club soccer is not ideal because there are a lot of huge showcases at the same time that we have our high school tournaments. So it's tough.
But if they're trying to be recruited. then they're gonna-
Exactly.
yeah,
And
okay.
so, that main hub to get recruited are these big showcases. And so, but we've learned to live with it and work with it. The DFW schools are doing the same exact thing that we're doing. We've got plenty of talent, though. The girls are bought in. The girls who are missing, it's not that they want to miss, but when it's a huge recruiting trip,
Yeah, you're trying
they got to be there.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And so, but they know exactly what it means when they leave. I've got one player that's actually not going to one, come with us to Frisco, and I'm going to do everything I can to get her recruited from Frisco, get coaches out there. So.
Okay. So with speaking of Christmas time, what do we want from what's on our Christmas list from Colt? Colt, if you're watching, Colt, Coach Rogers would like this for Christmas. What? Like we gotta look
Put me
behind
on
the
the
curtain.
spot.
I am.
He's been asking me for weeks.
Yeah, we're trying. Like, what do we want?
I need sleep.
Okay, hey, so a spa weekend or something.
Oh.
Yes, see, there you go.
Colton, I hope you're listening.
Yeah, there you go. It's like a spa weekend, man. Some me time.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
100%. That's exactly what I need.
Okay, so I asked Coach Rios this in a recent podcast as well. But favorite like Christmas tradition that you implement now that you grew up with. I don't know. You take me through it. Like what's important to you? Like okay, we got to do this. Yeah. What or bake this or go see this or watch them and what is it?
Well, it's something that Colton's actually brought into our like little family.
Okay.
It's like I've never really seen Christmas Vacation until I met Colton. But his family, and I know his family, it is, and his family will love this, but they, get Christmas PJs on and watch Christmas Vacation as a family and all that. And so it's so funny because they're like, oh, I love this movie. And I'm sitting here like, I mean, it's all right, but it's not my favorite. But I love it. It gets the family together. I'm excited to, get Parker involved in these new traditions and make up some new traditions with our little family. So, but it's funny. Christmas Vacation. I'm like, out of all the Christmas movies, I was like, I've never even seen this.
Yes, yeah. and it runs on loop on some of these channels.
Oh,
now.
I mean,
it's like on all the
every
time.
year now around the Christmas time, I watch it about 20 times with them. So
yeah, that is
it's
that
awesome
is
though.
hilarious.
I love being introduced to new traditions. So
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Colt, she calls him Colton. I call him Colt. But he does a lot of broadcasting for us on the baseball side for the Pirates as well. Hope to see him do that again this year. Favorite Christmas movie other than Christmas Vacation would be like, what's your favorite?
I like the oldies. So I like the old animated, like the Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, like Rudolph.
I love
Island
the
of
classics.
Misfit Toys.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
love those.
okay.
Just makes my heart warm.
A water pistol that shoots jelly. Yeah, that's I was a big Rudolph guy back in the day. Okay, well, hopefully you get some downtime. I know it's a special time at your house, and you got a youngster and sleep and all that. But soccer's going. It's just like kind of chaotic right now with everything.
Oh yeah.
It's as we're taping this. It's like cold and wet and raining outside and all these things. And so all the things are going on. But Coach, well, anything else before we let you get out of here that we need to like? Do you have any kind of home matches coming up in that you're pointing to that we need to make sure we tell anybody about?
Well, we've got a home scrimmage next Tuesday against Midland High. We'd love to have people out, cheer on the girls. I know the weather's tough to get out to, but I mean, these kids love having a home crowd. They love having people out. So
bundle up, cold gear.
Yep.
Yeah, put the earmuffs on.
Exactly.
All that good stuff.
Exactly. I just show these girls some love. Get out to some home games. After Midland High, we won't have one until after the Frisco tournament, but I'll make sure to post on socials and all that so y'all see.
And how do we find your team on social media? Like your Twitter account is?
LCP Girls Soccer.
Yeah, so just like it sounds, at LCP Girls Soccer. And that's on the X or the Twitter. Or whatever we're doing it now. Yeah, whatever Elon Musk has us doing now, all that whole deal. But okay, coverage will be on there. I love hearing about the in-game, social media updates and all that stuff. That's the best thing for folks trying to follow your program. But let's see. I think I asked you all the stuff that I was going to ask you. We talked Cowboys. We talked broadcasting. We talked soccer. We talked college commitments. We talked recruiting. We talked our team schedule, cold weather gear, all the stuff. It was covered right here on Pirate Talk. For Bridgett Rogers, this is Chris Lovell for Colton Coons behind the camera. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.